In today's video, we're bringing you the Glock 43X, but it's not just your normal Glock 43X. This one's got a custom paint job. Stick around. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the contents. Obviously, most of you have probably seen a Glock case before. Glock gives you a pretty nice hard case with all their firearms. So let's get into the contents. Now I'm hiding the Glock at first just because it's a pretty cool custom paint job on this Glock. So we're going to set that thing aside. Here's the box. You get two 10-round mags. You get two 10-round magazines. Get you some close-ups of those. And these magazines do come with the new Gen 5 orange whatever them things are called. And you get a speed loader. You get a lock and a cleaning rod and brush, and then paperwork, yada yada. Now let's take a look at the firearm. And there it is. Isn't that awesome? This is kind of like a coyote brown. The actual color is called Davidson's Dark Earth because I got it from Davidson's, which is my distributor. And they own a company that custom cerakoted these. They custom cerakote Glocks for them and other firearms and such. So there aren't a whole lot of these particular colors of the Glock 43 out there on the market. Now, yes, you can find some here and there from other dealers who've obviously purchased them in the past, but it's not like your average black Glock 43X. Also, you can see I've put a nightstick light laser combo on this one as well. Check that out. That's the light. And then on the right, you get your light. And you can also add in the, you can tap the right side and add in the laser. So you can do the light and the laser, which you can't see it. But you can do the light and laser combo if you'd like with this nightstick. This is the TSM-11G. And it fits the Glock 43 perfectly. You can see it just clamps around the front, and it's got screws that you screw in, or bolts, and it clamps around the front of the trigger guard. It's got a button on each side. That's how you function. So it's that's how it functions. So it's ambidextrous, and obviously you can adjust the laser as well. So we're going to go ahead and clear the firearm. It is empty. We'll go ahead and start at the front. The new Gen 5s and the slimline models, Glock 43s, Glock 42s, Glock 48s, they have front slide serrations, which are awesome for press checking. You can get plenty of grip on those up there. No problem there whatsoever. Moving on back, it's a Glock. If you don't know, you've got your slide release back here, and then you've got your lock and block release right here. This is how you take down the firearm. It's got the upgraded mag release on it. This can also be swapped around to the other side if need be for the lefties out there. It's got your normal Glock white sights, See if I can get those lined up all slick for you guys. Normal Glock slide stop. It is not an ambi slide stop, so you can't swap it around. Moving on back, you got your normal Glock slide serrations on the back. The grip on this thing is very good. As you can see, it's a thinner pistol. We'll go ahead and go over the specs now. The height of the pistol is 5.04 inches. The width on the pistol is 1.1 inches wide. It's 23 ounces loaded. I didn't bother giving you the weight unloaded just because you can look it up if you really care that much about it. I'm gonna have my guns loaded, so 23 ounces, a little over 23 ounces loaded, and it's got a 3.4 inch barrel, which we'll go ahead and field strip the weapon and I'll show you you know, what the barrel looks like. So we're gonna depress the trigger. I've already cleared it. Come over the top, pull it back just a little bit, and then grab your lock and block things on each side, pinch them and pull down. Then the slide will come off. Then you pull your guide rod out and your barrel comes right out just like a normal Glock has for years. And there's your 3.4 inch barrel. And then to put it back, drop the barrel in. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it just a little bit and get it lined up. Guide rod back in. And your guide rod goes on the second step in there. It's gonna be kind of hard to see, but basically there are two steps. Well, really there's two steps. It goes on the second one, not the first one. And then you slide it back on your frame, get it on the slide, catches. And on this particular model, I actually just noticed the rails are actually coated as well, which is pretty awesome. So you slide that over, slide it back, rack it, and you're good. We'll go ahead and do the trigger now and show you the trigger. So there's some take up there, and then you hit a good strong wall and then a break. A lot of people don't like Glocks don't like Glock triggers, but I've been using a Glock for years, so I'm used to that stiff pull. We'll hold and we'll reset. Decent reset, then a good break. Do it one more time. Try to turn this thing around so you guys can see it. Here we go on the reset. So it's not bad. I'm impressed by these Gen 5 Glock 43, 42, 48 triggers. They're better than the old school Gen 3s were, but still very similar in my opinion. But overall, I think that that Glock did a good job with the new triggers. And obviously with Glocks, there's so many aftermarket parts and accessories and stuff on the market that, you know, if you want to put a completely different trigger in this gun and get it super light, you know, you can do that as well. I do want to bring in my Glock 27. This is a Gen 3. This is my carry gun. Just for size purposes, I'm going to bring this in and show it to you. I'm going to take out the extended, I've got a Pierce extended grip on this thing, so I'm going to take that out. And I've cleared the weapon. The weapon's clear. So now you can see the Glock 27 Gen 3 and the Glock 43 side by side. You can see the thickness difference. Somewhat hard to tell on video, but the Glock 27 is obviously a good bit thicker than the 43. And then I'll flip these around for you guys and let you see height to height. You can see the 43X drops down, but I carry an extended mag with my 27, so that's not really that big of a deal to me, the height difference. I really like the slimline profile of the Glock 43, and lengthwise they are basically the same. I mean, you can see here the video somewhat makes them look like there's a little bit of difference depending on the angle of the camera, but really they're very close to the same length. In my opinion, it's not even enough to matter, you know. Also, real quick, I wanted to bring in the Sig P365 XL and do a quick comparison pistol to pistol with it, as it's probably the #1 competitor, or close to it anyways, to the Glock 43X. So you can see the two pistols here. We'll put them side by side, and then I'll put them sight to sight for you guys. The Sig is a little bit shorter handle wise. But it's not much, as you can see there. Basically just the thickness of the magazine on the Glock is just designed a little bit different. You might print just a pinch more with the Glock, but I mean, really, who cares? If you like the Glock, go with the Glock. I like the trigger on the Glock much better than the Sig, personally. Lengthwise, the Sig, though, has the Glock beat by just a pinch. You know, basically end of slide to end of slide, it looks like I'm holding the Glock back further, but I'm really not. The way they're designed, the beaver tails and everything, the beaver tail on the Sig's actually sticking out further, but I've got the grips lined up just about as best as I can. Just overall, the Sig 365 XL is just a little bit longer. Thickness, they're equivalent. You know, maybe buy some dial calipers or something, you could find some difference, obviously, but you know, thickness wise, they're on the same level. If I had to choose, just because I'm a Glock guy more so than a Sig guy, I've never really carried a Sig, and I don't really care for the trigger on the Sig. In my opinion, I'd be going with the Glock 43X if I had to choose between these two. Well guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to give you some up close shots of this custom 43X, custom paint job anyways, and the nightstick. I just think this pistol looks so awesome with the black accents, but the coyote brown paint job on this thing, it's not FDE, you know, it's not tan, it's more coyote brown. In my opinion, it's a darker brown, but an awesome pistol nonetheless. Feel free to reach out to me, purepatriotoutfitters@gmail.com, if you're interested in the more photos or anything about this particular Glock 43X. Wink, wink. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, and I almost forgot. Please check out our Amazon affiliate links in the description below. It gives us a little bit of kickback, helps keep the channel going, and it doesn't cost you anything else. Thanks, guys.